Corey.
This is Paolo, and we are Trivium.
And you're watching MoreCore TV.
Ja, hi, wir sind hier bei MoreCore TV und wir haben heute Trivium zu Gast. Hi, Trivium.
Hello.
What's up?
So, how are you doing today?
We're doing good. Just getting the day started. We don't play for another few hours, so we're just going to kind of do a couple of these, and we're going to just chill, get ready for the show. Super stoked.
You've got some activities you normally do before shows. You've got some rituals and stuff like that, but some bands do. Yesterday we met like Behemoth and Nurgle, and he's this super strict guy. He's super intellectual on the one side, and then he's got this, I don't know how to call it, mantras, stuff like that. A lot of bands have talked about like Dino and stuff. They were like, wow, they're super impressed of him. So do you have got like your rituals?
I guess that would be our Matt. He's the very strict schedule, like warm up at exactly certain time before the show, and does all he's got his whole schedule thing. So that's kind of like our guy. And then the rest of us are, just kind of play a little guitar, warm up, but just kind of nothing like exact all the time. So it's just kind of play guitar for a bit, and sometimes you have to play a little bit more, a little less, depending on how you're feeling. So, yeah, it's just kind of get the vibe going, get in the mood, and looking forward to the show.
Yeah, I feel like kind of like when you come out on these shows, like you do all the rehearsal at home, so you kind of know what to do. Yeah. It's like just kind of warm up the hands, warm up the vocals, listen to some music or something. Very, very easy. Drink a lot of water, get enough sleep. That's pretty much it. As long as you get all that stuff, the rest of it's kind of just like whatever makes you get into the zone to go play.
That sounds awfully healthy.
You can drink, after the show or the days off or whatever. It's better not to drink before. I mean, I guess everyone's got their own thing, but, you feel like you're a better player when you're drunk, but you watch back and you're not.
Yeah.
Also, it's festival sets. It's a bit too early to start drinking at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So kind of wait for the evening to get into any of that.
You met some other guys at the festival already?
Oh, pretty much like every day you come to these festivals, you see someone you've known or kind of know. We had breakfast this morning with some of the Under Oath guys, and they're from Florida as well. So it was a big Florida man table.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we were just kind of comparing who's got the crazier city in Florida.
Shit. Well, wasn't it like Florida is like crazy as hell all around?
Yeah, I mean, I think like we're unfairly maligned on the sites, but we made a shirt all about that. We have a Florida as fuck shirt, and it's got it's got the entire state like a map, and then in each part of the state there's like whatever crazy story happened. There's like a little cartoon of that on there, so cool. we mapped it all out.
Yeah, for some reason, I'm sure there's probably crazy shit that happens in every state in America. Just somehow, whenever something crazy happens in Florida, it always tends to make the news.
I actually found out why that happens. We have this thing called sunshine laws, and apparently anything that happens has to be put onto public record.
Okay.
So pretty much it's like this, it's a boon for the news, because if you got to constantly have crazy stories to get people to click on. Yeah. Well, Florida, of all the states, has the most open laws. So that's why you're always like, oh, guy on meth, chased a bear into the Everglades because they have to put all of that stuff out. So it's like a constant supply of crazy stories.
So is the police publishing that?
Yeah, it's like a catch-22. It's like, well, on one hand, it's kind of, you want to have openness with that stuff. But then on the other hand, it's like, if you're the person that gets this story written about you and kind of one hand it's funny, and the other it's like, yeah, it's, people having mental health issues. So it's kind of not funny when you learn about that, but it's like the headlines are always kind of give you a good laugh at first.
It sounds quite awful on the other hand.
That's Florida's motto. It's quite awful.
Oh no. I hope it's not all the time. You said you're listening to some music before shows. You've got some favorite bands. Of course you've got some favorite bands. But they're all so these small bands, and I love to talk about these niche bands, these niche stuff. great musicians or big musicians are also listen to? Is there something you two were like, oh, well, we found that and it's like super cool?
The one off the top of my head that's like a new band that our manager actually turned us on to is this band called, I think it's Idle Hands.
Yeah, they're really good.
It's really cool. It's like kind of like got the classic metal vibe, but then it also kind of has like a classic like 80s like new wave sound to it. And it like it sounds really weird. It sounds like that wouldn't work, but it actually works out very, very well. And one of the more interesting albums I've heard from a new band in a while, and I definitely would suggest anyone check that out.
It has like a little tinge, like a little goth.
It's like it's got this like new wave goth meets like classic heavy metal.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very, very. It's like weird saying all of those things because it's like, this sounds like it's gonna be dumb, but they do it really well, and I'm very impressed. And that's definitely an album to check out. I don't know if I'm ever pronouncing the band's name right, but that Allegagion, is that it?
Allegion or something like that?
I don't.
Yeah.
Like this A-L-L-A-G.
Yeah. I'm not sure. They're the band that played in the subway in New York City. They had that video online. So that band is killer too. I've been jamming that a lot.
The new Blood from Within albums. Really killer. And then other than new stuff, I know like at least Paolo, Alex, and myself, we've all been on a Exodus kick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've been listening to a lot of the like Tempo of the Damned on kind of all the Andy Sneap era albums, that the newer ones. So we've been jamming on that quite a bit. So
I've been listening to The Gathering by Testament a lot too. It's just that album is like this is probably my favorite Testament album, but that it's kind of, I don't know, it's sometimes you get in that mood, you just want to keep listening to the same album over and over again.
Yeah, definitely. So you've got this bit thrashy old school vibe in your tour bus.
Yeah, that's kind of always, I feel like something, I mean, of course now everyone's got AirPods, so it's like kind of like
we don't
not as much of a communal experience. We're all listening to the same stuff, but on different headphones.
Yeah, we don't listen to it actually together. Everyone's got their buds in, but then I'd see... because when I was actually, before we left for the tour, I was like just hanging out at home, and I was listening to a lot of Exodus, just like hanging out at the house, and then I'd like go on like Instagram or Twitter or something, and like Paolo's like Instagram story thing, all of a sudden it'd be like an Exodus Spotify link popped up in his story. I'm like, oh shit, he's listening to the same thing I'm listening to.
Cool.
So
yeah, maybe that's the positive thing, playing in the same band together, because you see like, oh shit, the guy is listening to the same music as me. So
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like we all in the same mood.
So another question I have personally, because I'm a huge fan of Alex and his playing, is he still that tight? Because I remember the story, he just went into the studio with you and just played the songs once or stuff like that. Is that true?
Well, we rehearsed a bunch before.
Yeah.
But the actual recording of the record, there was...
he did a couple one take. For Sin in the Sentence was definitely... He did 2 takes the entire way through, but the first one was the best.
Jesus.
And there was definitely a few others like that as well.
I think it was like all the hard songs, he just knocked them out like super fast. And then the more simple open songs, because there's like more space to kind of mess around with, kind of were like the ones that took a few more takes just to kind of like get like some different
experiment with some stuff,
variations with fills and stuff. But when it comes to like I think it was like Sin, and then Beyond Oblivion was another one. He did like one take, but then Josh Wilbur, our producer, would make him at least do one more take just to have like another take. So if there's something that happened where you need to take like a section, or like there's a bad, something in the recording, at least you have some kind of backup.
Yeah.
So, but like most of the stuff, like with those songs, like the take on the record's like the first run through, but we always made him do it at least another time to kind of put him to work a little bit.
So sometimes he does these on stage filming. Is he doing that at Rock am Ring as well?
Well, we have, of course, today is being live streamed by the festival, but also Matt has a Twitch account.
He's pretty active on it.
Yeah, and we live stream all of the shows, and we're actually doing it off of a board mix, so it sounds really good now. So like if as long as there's like good service for the pack, like we pretty much stream every show. So if people want to tune in and see like a festival set or like a headlining show, like I go to Matt's Twitch. I forget what the thing is.
Matthew Kichi Hafey.
Yeah, just look up. Just go on his Twitter or his Instagram. It'll have a link to that stuff. So
yeah, he's actually probably live streaming right now in the dressing room.
Yeah, he's like doing his vocals and
he does his whole like he's got some crazy ass routine. It's like he'll do like on tour he live streams like his whole guitar vocal warm up.
Jesus.
And then last night after the gig, he was in the dressing room playing Fortnite. Like so,
he brings it in his bunk so you can watch him sleep.
Yeah, we have to watch out because
it's scary.
Because he's got his live stream like portable backpack. So whenever you walk into a room with Matt, it's like you have to kind of like
you gotta make sure you're not talking shit.
You gotta like make sure you don't say anything offensive or anything because you never know when you're gonna be live streaming, and then Alex sometimes live streams. So it's like we have like the Truman Show on our tour bus
because like everyone's like live streaming. So like there's just gonna be like like you could put together like a 360 edit of you just saying something, just like everyone's phones being around and turned on all the time.
So I'm pretty glad I didn't pick you up from the artist scene and not saying anything obscene. Otherwise, they were like, "Oh, that's the guy from MoreCore talking shit."
Yeah. Watch out if you see Matt with that backpack.
Yeah, it's
probably
like
live.
The Trivium Truman Show.
Yeah,
it's like always like broadcasting somewhere.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I mean, it's awesome for the shows though. Like if you want to. Like, particularly now that we're like, we got a mix going.
Yeah.
Because before it was just kind of like a off the camera speaker. Yeah. But now that we got something proper set up, it's like DVD quality. So I definitely suggest checking it out.
It's pretty cool because when Matt tapes all the shows and stuff and he has like the files. So like we can kind of like
put it up later too.
Like, stockpile and just document like all our shows and stuff. Because you never know like when... all these shows, the festivals are always a lot of fun, but you never know when you're going to have like that magical show where it's just like going off like crazy. And it's nice to have like, we got that on tape so we can, prove to everyone that actually was cool.
Or even just for yourself so you can enjoy it yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
just for a few. We have like tons of stuff from going way back to like the first time we played festivals in like 2005, like just all sorts of.
Oh, damn.
The issue is getting it off the actual tape because like you can't play it on anything now. So
it's so old.
You gotta like get it off the tapes before they go bad.
Got to go to a pawn shop and find a VHS player or something.
I did that with stuff from the Crusade album. I had those like little VHS, like the VHS tapes that you used to put in the mini ones, and I had to go to like a service to get them converted to like a CD, and otherwise you like lose that stuff to time.
Yeah, those my old video camera that had like the mini like small ass tapes.
Yeah,
I have like a whole drawer of them, and they're all from like Rock'em Ring Rock'em Park 2006.
Jeez.
So there's like
that will be cool to see.
backstage footage, and I'm sure there's probably a lot of stuff that you don't want to put out online.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's cool. We have like all this cool stuff that hopefully eventually I can get those converted before the format is completely
hard
lost.
Drives too. Like if you don't get it off hard drives, like we had a couple from making the Shogun record that like the hard drive just stopped working, and like to get a hard drive fixed sometimes can be too much. So it's you're always kind of like it's getting like outdated over time, and now everything's going to the cloud, and so I put it there, and I'm sure that'll go away at some point.
Yeah, I hope we'll see it sometime.
We'll just have to remember it.
Vanish with their iTunes account.
Yeah. So to wrap it up, you've got some bands you want to watch today. So you're not playing the whole day, but there are some cool bands.
I mean, I'd like to see Slayer, but I think we got to leave before they play.
Yeah. I think we leave like 35 minutes before they start.
Oh no.
We had a good spot yesterday at the other festivals, so we were like, our stage was like right across from our bus. Like I was watching bands from my bunk, so I got to catch a lot of the bands I wanted to see just from sitting in there and watching. But today might be a little trickier, and I'm hoping we can catch Slayer one of the shows. I mean, we've seen them a bunch. We've toured with Slayer, but it'd be nice to see them one more time before they wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure because we've got some interviews going.
Yeah, that's kind of the tricky thing is like everyone's like, oh, you can see all these bands. I'm like, half the time we can't because we're either interviewing, getting ready to play, playing, or just like trying to relax after, and then and then the drive sometime. Like tonight, we got to drive to Milan, so that's like pretty good drive.
Yeah. Well, then, thank you for having us, and das war's.
Thank you.
Und das war's mit MoreCore TV und Trivium.